Hello and welcome to another video. In today's video, I am going to explain a court case that I am involved in. From context to backstory to the entire story up till now. It's a long story, so buckle in. The backstory is I had a video production company and I decided to basically branch off myself, go do regenerative agriculture, and have my employees just maintain the company, okay? Working from home. So I separated a couple revenue sources into my account, and the rest of the revenue sources went into the account that the employees dealt with. Okay? So one of these revenue sources that I transferred into my name, or into my account rather, attempted to transfer into my account because of the system that KB Media used. They used this bill.com system. This bill.com, I was trying to change my bank account within them, and they started asking me like data mining questions to the next level. Like, are you related to this person? Are you related? And it's just like, you know what? This is how you want to change my bank account? Bloop, delete, right? Send me checks, right? I'm not going to put up with this. So I get a hold of KB Media. I believe it's, this is about 2 years ago now, almost 2 years ago. And at the time, I had 2 post office boxes. I had my post office box in Portland that I'd had forever, and everything had just stayed the same, and they were forwarding me my mail to my post office box in Bend, okay? And everything was just fine, okay? I knew it took a little extra time to get stuff, right? So I'm waiting for this check from KB Media, and it's not showing up, it's not showing up, it's not showing up. Finally, I send Brees an email saying, hey, I haven't got my check. Did you send it? Oh, yeah, we sent it. Okay, thanks. Right? So I keep looking for it. Well, it must be lost because it's impossible for something to come from Vegas to Portland to Bend and be this late. Okay? So I contact Brees again and I'm like, I don't have this check, and it's like a month or something has gone by. Like, I'm almost due the next check, right? And Brees, he doesn't really say much back, right? So I say, look, I haven't got this check. It must be missing. I need you to send me the check to my other address to expedite me getting this next check, because this one is apparently lost, right? And, basically Brees doesn't, say anything back, I believe, right? Or much. So a few days go by and the check shows up, okay? The check's issue date is after the day, is like the after or the day of the day that I'm calling him going, did you send that check? Right? So he hadn't sent the check. When I asked him if he sent the check, he lied to me and said he had, but he hadn't, and then he sent it. Okay? So if he simply would have said, oops, I forgot, I'll send it out today, this never would have happened, right? And the amount of work that I had in my store at KB Media was triple because they had a server failure and deleted all my content. It had cost me so much money to have that store, and that store had brought in good money at points, but basically it had floundered down, like everything basically under this regime had done this. So now the time I got that check, right? I get the first check, I deposit it. Brees never says, I'm going to cancel it or send you another check, right? So what he does is he sends me the check for 2 months, cancels this other check that is now in my bank and had bills paid against it, right? Now he cancels it and sends this other one, and I'm like, did you send this check to the address that I asked you to? Oh, yeah, right? Okay. Well, he didn't. He canceled the first check and sent the second check, which was 2 months, to the address in Portland. But he said he did like I asked and sent it to Bend. So it never showed up. I never showed up, right? And they just cancel it. Like I literally send them one email asking them like, hey, did you send this to this correct address? Because I haven't got it. And they just like cancel it. Like I get it like a few days later through my whole process of, getting mail going to Portland in there. And I see it went to Portland and it's like, I asked them to send it to Ben. So I deposit that check, okay? They cancel that check as well. At this point, I'm like, you guys are destroying my life, literally. I mean, this is the money I live on. And I haven't had it for over a month and a half, I believe, at this point, right? Now, this is the holiday season. Like, my birthday is December 24th. And, like, it's like the holidays are coming up. And I don't even have $6 in quarters to fill my water. So I'm like, don't even have water. I live off grid, right? Doing my regenerative agriculture, trying to. And I am so broke in the holidays that it's unbelievable. For as much work as I've put in over the years, especially into that store, to be completely left broke is like, and for them to just be canceling these checks, just, without, they don't say, well, we're going to cancel that check, not once, right? So I tell them, I'm like, and they cancel these checks, right? My credit was perfect. Not one bad mark on my credit. My credit, depending on what my credit card debt was, could be all the way up to 800 or all the way down to like 650. If all my credit cards were maxed out, it'd be like 670 or something like that, right? Because of them canceling those checks on me like that, they destroyed my perfect credit. Just failed to pay. I mean, just boom, just destroyed it in 2 months, right? And now I say to them, I'm like, you guys are not telling me the truth that you sent this check out, because I have the check and it says the date and I have the email where I asked, so it's pretty easy to prove they hadn't sent it out and they lied, right? And again, you need to freaking give me something for this situation, right? So they send out the third check, and what do? They cancel it. They cancel it because they want me to sign away my rights to sue them for canceling these other checks. So they cancel a third check on me. And that's the whole reason. They cancel that check because they want me, because then they send a whole nother thing that I need to sign. I'm like, no, I'm not signing it. I'm suing you. I am suing you. You have destroyed me. My business at the same time. Like, so there, 50% of this was half of why I had to let the employees go, right? Okay, I'm not going to start living on the streets and have 4 employees that are each making $2,000 a month. I'd be homeless, not even have $6 to pay for water. It's ridiculous. Okay. So lie, cancel the check, then cancel the check because they are trying to have me sign away my rights. Okay. So at this point, my credit's devastated. My business is freaking shut down. And I call the Oregon State Bar because they have a service. Well, they'll give you attorneys, right? Because typically when I've got attorneys in my life, I either use Chuck Carnese, which he divorced my parents in the 70s. And I grew up going to holiday functions at his house and such. And then I hired him a few times to start a corporation for me. So I would use this guy, or I'd end up using some just ridiculously high-end attorney. I don't remember his name, but I hired this attorney for some stuff. Anyway, point being is using good attorneys. Okay. Pricey though. So when I just let myself search for the attorney, I end up spending all this money, right? So I call the Oregon State Bar and, just to find out what my rights are, and I have sued people twice in small claims court. Okay. So if the case, I've never sued anybody in full blown court, right? So I have to use lawyers for things like creation of corporation. There was some other legal thing I can't remember Chuck did for me. But anyway, and I've had some criminal stuff as well that I've had to use lawyers for as well. Okay, so this is my relationship with lawyers. So I call Oregon State Bar, and they have a service. They give you a lawyer. And for $35, he'll tell you what the law is, or they will tell you what the law is. Okay, so they give me Carrie Chipman, okay? So Carrie Chipman, I call up Carrie Chipman. Now, at this point in my mind, I'm looking at $50,000, $100,000 case. I'm looking to sue them for damages and hardships and because and my store being shut down, the loss of revenue from all this, just suing them for a massive amount of money. Okay. This is what I'm telling this Carrie Chipman I want to do, okay? And so Carrie Chipman goes, well, all that is, whatever, but you have these 3 canceled checks and you're owed 3 times each check plus lawyer fees, right? This is the conversation. Okay. Well, that's $30,000 plus, right? Okay. 30,000 is nowhere near the level of what I wanted to sue them. 30,000 is a joke. If they get off for 30,000, they're getting off easy for what they did to me. Okay? They should be paying $100,000 for what they did to me by canceling checks during the holidays, trying to block me from being able to sue me. Okay? This should be huge. This shouldn't be just 3 times each check, right? So this 3 times each check has always been a joke to me. All right? That's nothing compared to what these people did to my life. All right? So I send Carrie Chipman $3,500. And at this time, that $3,500 is a ton of money. Okay? Now, between those people messing my money up and then Carrie Chipman, okay, which I'm not to there yet, they sent me back so far, I had to cut a lot of corners. And anybody that watches this channel know I suffered a devastating fire because I was cutting corners. I don't know if the corners I was cutting, but the situation and what I had built up, I was doing because of the financial situation I was in. Okay. I wouldn't have gone about doing things that way had those people not done what they done. Okay, so they set me up to lose everything in a fire, okay? Because I had to make do with a lot less money in my life. So I did things that clumped all my life together instead of doing these original plans that I had that had nothing to do with putting all my stuff, basically all my chickens or all my eggs in one basket. And then when the fire happened, which the fire might have been an arson fire, I'm not sure. Go back and watch the videos if you want more information about that. So anyway, that's the level of what these people all have put me into. So this $30,000, especially now after the fire, is just such a joke. All right, I mean, yeah, 30,000 plus the money for the fees and all this stuff equals up to, whatever, $36,000 I'll get. So the money I'm giving this lawyer is like a savings account money that I'm looking at, right? Okay. So what does Kerry Chipman do for this $3,500? Well, he gets the $3,500. He files something. He says, I'm going to file something. Do you want to read it? I'm like, no. Why would I want to read it? He goes, to make sure it's right. And I go, look, 3 times each check plus fees. It's not that complicated. Okay. This was the conversation between him. Like, why would I want to read a bunch of legal shit? I'm just paid $3,500 for a lawyer. If I'm going to freaking do the case, I'm going to do it in small claims court, and I'll read all the details at that point, and I'll do all that. But if I'm going to pay a lawyer $3,500, I'm not going to read legal documents and paper. Why? Okay? Well, he is trying to get me to read this paperwork instead of just coming out and saying that. And this is a long time ago, right? He never said this ever once until about 3 months ago, which right now is the end of October of 2020. So around like August or September or something like that. Maybe July. So he just comes up and on a phone call, he's like, because the only thing Kerry Chipman ever said to me other than that was, they wanted to offer less money. And it was getting to the point of ridiculousness where I sent him emails in all caps, like, I am not taking 1 penny less. We're going to trial. I don't give a shit if they want to pay me less money. I don't care. Them paying me this $36,000 now is going to save them money because they're not going to have to fly to Portland to go to court. All right. These are the types of things that I'm saying to Kerry for over a year. Right. Then after all this time, he comes out and he's like, up to $500. I freaking lose it. That up to $500 makes this entire case a small claims case that I would have had taken care of over a year ago. I wouldn't have had to pay. Oh, and I've started paying Kerry when he's like, well, this is going to go to trial. That's going to cost you all this extra money. I'm broke AF. I'm sending that guy $250 a month. Send him the first $250, send him the next $250 after he got that second $250. That's when he called. Okay. And then informed me about the up to 500. All right. So now he has wasted my time, stolen my money. This is ridiculous. A case that I should have been in small claims court well over a year ago. I would have been in there February of 19. By then, I would have had them into court, and I would have been getting my money, and I wouldn't have been spending $4,000 to get $10,000. Whoop-de-doop-de. And their lawyer's like, oh, you were thinking you were going to get a big payday. Are you kidding me, man? $30,000 for what they did to me is a joke. $100,000 is what I was talking to Chipman about. That's what I wanted to sue him for. Okay. But no, it's a $10,000 case. What a joke. Okay. So I basically I just can't believe this. Like, does anybody in this whole world ever say anything that's the truth? This whole thing, like, lawyers have created this world where you can't trust anything anyone says. You have to get everything in writing. That's a piece of shit world full of disgusting human beings. Okay? I operate like this. What did you say to me? Did you say to me, Carrie Chipman, that I was due 3 times each check? Okay, great. Oh, but I sent you, I filed paperwork that you never read. Oh, who cares, man? I never once said I would read it. Okay? And it's not my responsibility to like be a detective and like, so did that attorney really tell me the right laws? You assume, I assume when I call somebody and they're a lawyer and I ask them a question that they're going to give me the truth. Okay, what? Did I need to get like 3? It's my fault because I didn't get like, what are those things called where you just keep paying the same person or different people and asking them the same questions, different, I mean, yeah, I guess that's one way I could have caught Carrie Chipman in his lie early on if I would have been, but I'm just like, I need a lawyer. Oregon State Bar. Call Carrie Chipman. Called Carrie Chipman. Tell him the story. Okay, do you think I want to go through telling people this story over and over and over? This is emotionally draining to live through this every time I got to tell somebody this story, okay? But it gets better. All right, so now I'm getting, I fired Carrie. I'm screaming at that POS, right? And he never sent $1 back. Right? He's straight up thief, liar. Carrie Chipman, attorney in Portland, piece of human trash, liar, cheat, thief. I'm working on getting him disbarred or ethics complaint through the Oregon State Bar, which is a whole other huge process that I have to go through. And hopefully this video, hopefully this video works, but I am sending them this video as well so they can look at this video to see what Carrie Chipman did, because everybody wants me to type out these huge letters and I've already had surgery on both my hands. So typing out huge letters is something I'm not really all into because it's literally painful. Okay. Now I'm in the process. Now I got to deal with these lawyers and all this. And now I got to deal with an ethics complaint, right? When I spend every day trying to put my life back together from the fire, trying to survive, all right? I don't really have time for all this BS that Carrie Chipman created and Brees created by lying, all right? So here we go. Now I'm getting contacted from this arbitrator, which I have no idea what it is, who it is, what the whole deal is about, not a clue, all right? And quite frankly, I am got no time to deal with this stuff. And it's like, I got no money to hire another attorney, Like, I want to go back in time and just have this POS tell me the truth, and I want to just have a small claims case and just do all that, and but now it's this thing, right? So this lady calls me, Carol, with this Philip Schuster or something like that, right? And she says, hi, this is Carol from the arbitrator, and you have an arbitration hearing Thursday at 10 a.m. And I'm like, who are you? What is this? I tell her a bunch of stuff, run down the whole story. She's like, well, just make sure you get the Zoom, blah, 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 and put it in your calendar for Thursday at 10 a.m. She says this like 4 times, right? And after I found out she was lying to me, yes, the arbitrator's secretary straight up lying to me, giving me a day later date, right? The lies don't stop. It's just like, who tells the truth anymore? Me. That's it. And that's why I'm out here all by myself, because I'm so sick of liars. Y'all just scum, okay? Lying scum from the top, liar in chief, all the way down through all the lying lawyers. Scum, liars, lawyers. Literally, lawyers just lie for a living. So if I consider all liars scum, so this lady now has just lied to me and told me. Now, so here comes this Thursday date, right? Oh, where's that email and where's this Zoom thing? I've not done Zoom. I used to have Skype. I'm fully technically capable enough, but I don't have people I want to talk to all the time. So I'm literally going to fucking do this Zoom thing for just this one situation, right? Yay. So I'm downloading it. I get the whole thing. And it's like, the meeting's closed. It was Wednesday at 10 o'clock. She told me like 4 times. And right there and at that moment, when all that stuff clicking through, it's like, this is exactly what Chipman did. He lied to me over the phone and then sent me the truth in some email he knew I would never read. Okay? So this behavior of lying and then sending the truth. Now, this lady, that just rang of disenfranchisement. This Carol lady that did this, that just straight up lied, she was trying to disenfranchise me. She was trying to block me from getting my rights. My guess is because if I failed something in this part here, that it was going to hurt me in my case against Chipman. I don't know. But the way she made sure to say that, put it in your note, your calendar, Thursday, 10 a.m., Thursday, 10, the way she just kept saying that, right? And then to find out she was lying was like, whoa. Yeah, she's maybe like a sociopath. For sure she's voting for the liar in chief. Guarantee that lady's all about him. Because that's what kind of people. You get these people that will just lie to your face. Like, wow. Horrible person, Carol. So I'm like, you're fired. This whole arbitrator person, Philip I can't remember his last name. You're fired, okay? Your secretary lied to me, and I'm done with you, okay? Oh, he comes back and says, oh, yeah, something to the effect of, now you got to pay me $750. I'm like, are you freaking kidding me? This is how corrupt this system is, how garbage this system is, right? You call the Oregon State Bar to get a lawyer, they give you a lawyer that lies to you, then he hooks you up with a whole group of other people that lie to you, and then try to just disenfranchise, just like jack my money. And now the other person's lawyer, KB Media's lawyer, straight up's like, yeah, you're going to end up paying my, so I am going to lose and pay, and they're going to expect me to pay KB Media's lawyer. Yeah, so this is the whole story up to, I think I have this new hearing somehow, but I'm trying to fire this arbitrator. Like, seriously, I cannot trust I am going to get a fair hearing out of somebody that has already tried to disenfranchise me. Like, are Carol and Carrie buddies? I don't know. Like, how did that arbitrator get picked? You know what I'm saying? Like, the whole system is so corrupt and so full of liars. I can't trust anybody or what they say to me. It's so, like, literally, I reached out to Chuck Carnesi and tried to get him to because literally the only lawyer in the whole world I can trust, and he's probably on vacation because he's a baller, and like, this is the time of year when you're a baller, you go out of town. So he did not respond to me, and the time's ticking. So I don't really know how this is all going to turn out. But the bottom line is people keep lying to me. Over and over and over again. Brees lied, Carrie lied, Carol lied. And that's just the lies I know of for a fact. I mean, who knows what else, you know? I mean, Carrie could have been lying to me that I can't sue him for all this other stuff, you know? I mean, I don't even know at this point. Like, I legitimately was destroyed by these people's lies and incompetence, and to just be given like this little money that destroyed my company, my credit, is a freaking joke. It's a joke. And yeah, that's the story. Peace.